What is up, the Bomb Squad? This is your boy. Man, it sounds so stupid. I know I keep saying it, but I gotta roll with it. Your boy, Don the Bomb, for a very special Wrestlemania 40 prediction video. Now, I have seen all previous 39 WrestleManias in my lifetime, and this is gonna be WrestleMania 40. They put together a star-studded lineup over a 2-night period, mind you, which, in my opinion, is totally ridiculous. I mean, WWE, back in the day, WWF, they found a way to put 10 to 12 matches in a 3.5 hour time period. And ever since COVID, and now they extended it to 2 nights, where you have, geez, it seems like 5 hours of wrestling a night, if not more. I mean, sometimes too much of a good thing is a real thing. And as much as I love wrestling, 2 nights is just a little too far. You know, they don't need to replay video packages leading up to every single match that we've seen 10 times if you watch SmackDown and Raw. That just extends it. And a lot of the times, too, the entrances, which are cool, you know, they make it visually great to watch. But, I mean, man, every guy takes about 10 minutes to get out of the ring and do their whole, you know, pre-match spiel. And it turns, I don't know, 10 matches or 12 matches or whatever the hell it is in 2 nights, 10 hours, it's just overkill, in my opinion. You know, and too much of a good thing is a real thing, in my opinion. So this is WrestleMania 40. Today is Saturday, April 6, 2024. It starts at 7 p.m. tonight with Night 1 from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And being from Northeast Ohio, I am happy to announce, for those of you that don't know, that SummerSlam 2024 is coming from Cleveland Browns Stadium in good old downtown Cleveland, Ohio, my neck of the woods. So I'm going to do what I can to go to that event. So this is a prediction video. This is the first time I've done anything like this. So I'm just going to lay out the match lineup and give who I think is going to win and any specifics I think that might go along with it. So let's start with day 1. The first match should be, well, actually, I don't know the order of the matches. I just know the matches. So we'll see Rey Mysterio and Andrade, who replaces the injured Dragon Lee, who got beat up by an unknown assailant last night on SmackDown. So they replaced Dragon Lee with Andrade, who looked like was going to side with Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar and that group, but he ended up turning on them, so he's filling in for Dragon Lee to help out our boy Rey Mysterio against his son, Dominic Mysterio, and his former friend, Santos Escobar. I believe that Rey Mysterio and Andrade will get the victory here. I think that, you know, they want to start with maybe a hot match and get the crowd get going. So I think the good guys, the baby faces, will win that match. Then we have a 6-person tag, a 6-woman tag. We have Bianca Belair, Naomi, and the debuting, well, in her first match that wasn't a Royal Rumble, Jade Cargill. And they're going against Damage Control of Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai. And I believe this is another match where the baby faces were going to go over. So I think Jade will probably get a pinfall over somebody. So I think Jade, Bianca, and Naomi will get the victory there. Then we have a 6-pack ladder match challenge for the tag team champions, where we have, or for the tag team championship, where we have the Judgment Day, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest, who are the reigning tag team champions, are going against R-Truth and The Miz, DIY of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. We have The New Day. We have Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. And we also have Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. The new, whatever the heck they're called, New Czech Republic. No, I don't know whatever they're called. The Catch Republic, whatever. So I think that the titles could change hands in this match because of all the moving parts and just the way ladder matches go. But I ultimately think the Judgment Day will retain their belts. If I was to choose a team that would win the belts besides them, I really actually can't pick a team. So I'm just going to go with the Judgment Day retaining. So then we have brother versus brother. We have Jey Uso against his brother Jimmy Uso, who is part of the New Blood. Or, my God. the Bloodline, the New Blood. I think that was from old WCW in the late 90s and early 2000s. Anyway, I think Jay will beat Jimmy. If Jimmy wins, there's going to be probably interference by their younger brother, Solo Sikoa, which could happen, but I would still pick Jay to win. He seems to have more success in the singles matches that have been going on since they split apart back in the day, which, you hate to see them split up because they are probably the most decorated tag team in all of wrestling history, I would say. I know there's a lot of people that might disagree with that, but I still think the Usos are probably I know they're the best modern tag team within the last 20 years, but they're definitely atop on the Mount Rushmore of tag teams in the history of wrestling. And to see them go against each other, I know you have that brother versus brother dynamic, good guy versus bad guy, but I would have rather not have them broke up. Now, they had the whole big storyline with the Bloodline and them breaking apart. It makes no sense for Jimmy to have turned on Jay and go back with the Bloodline at all. The way, whatever. So, and then for the Intercontinental Championship, the reigning champion Gunther, who has had the belt longer than any Intercontinental Champion of all time. He's looked dominant in almost all of his matches, goes against the underdog Sami Zayn. And the way they've been building it up, I'm afraid that they're going to give the belt to Sami Zayn. I'm hoping Gunther wins, but I would probably have to predict that Sami Zayn wins the Intercontinental Championship. Hopefully that's not the case. I just think Gunther has just been so dominant to lose against someone that maybe isn't a higher up singles competitor. Sami's lost quite a few singles matches where Gunther's been dominant in his title reign, as dominant as anybody's been. So I don't know. I still would predict Sami Zayn get the victory, even though I'm hoping for otherwise. But if Gunther does lose, maybe that will get him out of the Intercontinental Championship bracketing and move him up to like a World Championship opportunity and possible reign. So, all right. So then after that, we have for the women's world title, we have the champion Rhea Ripley from the Judgment Day, who looks dominant as always, going against the always tough, the man, Becky Lynch. This can go either way. This is two top-tier women at probably the peak of their careers. I think I'll give the edge to Rhea, though, because she is just a dominating champion. I still think somewhere down the road Becky will get the title, but it might not be not this night. So I'm predicting Rhea get the victory for the Judgment Day. And in the final match, a big epic tag team match, you have the returning Rock, Dwayne Johnson, who for whatever reason, well, actually I know what the reason is. So The Rock and Roman Reigns are going to take on Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins in a tag team match. And the winners of that tag team match are going to determine the stipulation for the Night 2 title match between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. If The Rock and Roman win, it's going to be bloodline rules for the match tomorrow night. And then if Seth and Cody win, that just means that bloodline, I believe, is banned from ringside. Of course, we know how that usually goes. So they had The Rock come back. It looked like they were going to put him in a match with Roman Reigns. The crowd kind of turned on The Rock, and I think that's what propelled them to be like, okay, they were trying to, I think, go for Cody versus Seth. And Seth was trying to talk Cody into having a match with him. But the fact that the crowd kind of turned sour on the possibility of The Rock versus Roman Reigns, which, The Rock hasn't wrestled in so many years, and why would they put him in such a big match? But it is against his cousin, and it would be pretty cool for the bloodline, but they saw where the crowd was going with it, so they turned and made Cody choose Roman Reigns, so then The Rock turned heel, and, he's really beat the hell out of Cody and Seth. As a matter of fact, on Raw this past Monday, they incapacitated Cody and Seth so badly that Damian Priest, I know they probably would save it for WrestleMania or somewhere big, but really he could have cashed in that Money in the Bank briefcase on Seth Rollins at that time because they were just so beat up that there was no saving Seth Rollins unless it was someone from the back. So, but brings another interesting element, though. You have Damian Priest, and he's still got to cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase. So, is it going to be at WrestleMania weekend this weekend against Seth or whoever wins between him and Drew? Or is it going to be, wouldn't it be something if Cody finally beats Roman Reigns to end the story or finish the story, but then have Damian Priest come out and cash it in and beat Cody? Oh my God, that would be something. That would be epic. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if that's the way they're going to go. But for the tag team match, I think that Seth and Cody will win, making it so tomorrow night's match between Roman and Cody is going to be free of the bloodline, which could give Cody the, easier opportunity for victory. All right, so that's my predictions for day one. And now day two. And like I said, 2 days is just a little too much. They can fit, like they did back in the day, all these matches into maybe 4 hours. Okay, so whatever. So day two, we have Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits taking on the Final Testament of Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain. I believe in this match, I believe that Lashley and the Street Profits will win, but they may want to carry on the storyline, so if they do that, they'll have the heels win. But I'm predicting that Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits will go over in this match. Then we have a grudge match between the ever-so-popular LA Knight, against the phenomenal AJ Styles. I believe LA Knight will win this match, give him a singles victory in a major pay-per-view. I don't think the WWE thinks that he may be championship material, but I do think based on the crowd reaction for LA Knight, so popular, that they will keep him in the upper mid-card. Maybe one day he'll win the U.S. belt or something like that. So I just don't see him at this stage, at this point, winning a major championship. But I believe he will win this match against the phenomenal AJ Styles, who always makes his opponents look good. So then we also have, for the United States Championship, Logan Paul, who, surprisingly, is a top-tier athlete. Not many celebrities can make that transition to wrestling effortlessly. Oh my goodness. Try to say that 1,000 times. Effortlessly. That's what I was trying to say. Logan Paul has looked great in his matches. I mean, his matches might be all pre-planned out of how it's going to go, like spot for spot, but he looks like a natural in the ring for somebody that, obviously he was born with a lot of money and had a ring in his house and since he was a kid, but he definitely looks really good in his matches. He defends his championship against the Viper, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. I think in this match, that Logan Paul will retain the belt, even though I hope he loses, but I'm predicting Logan Paul will win this match. If he doesn't win this match, I would probably say Randy Orton would be the next choice. Randy Orton gives him a title and kind of keeps him away from the heavyweight picture for a while. Let everybody else have their time in the sun, I guess. So I still say that Logan Paul will win, but if he doesn't win, it will be Randy Orton. So for the SmackDown Women's World Championship title, we have the defending champion, Io Sky, taking on former friend and Damage Control leader, Bayley. Bayley won the Royal Rumble, coming out third. Looked very impressive in that match. I think momentum's on her side. I believe Bayley will win this match. And Io Sky, for whatever reason, they've only had her defend a title, I think, like maybe 3 or 4 times since she's had the belt, which seems to be a thing in WWE these days. I mean, back in the 80s and 90s, I mean, you had people defending their belts every single night, house shows, what have you. They talk about Roman Reigns' title reign being so long. Well, the guy's defended his belt maybe like 20 times in, 3.5 years? Hulk Hogan defended his belt, I would guess, 5 times a week. I mean, he would defend it every night at house shows and wherever he was at. So I don't even know how you could even compare the two. But this is modern day wrestling, so everybody defends their belt when they want to defend them. They want to show up for work whenever they want to show up, so whatever. So I think Bayley beats Io Sky. And then you have the World Heavyweight Championship. You have the Seth Rollins, the current champion, the Raw champion, going against Drew McIntyre, who he's already beat twice already. Now, I don't know if Seth Rollins is 100% because he's had his issues with his knees and back and everything else. And there was a whole thing with Drew McIntyre not signing a new contract, which may be one of the reasons why he's lost some of his singles matches along the way. But he's also beat a lot of guys that he should have beat anyway. So you would think if he wasn't going to stay, that he'd lose a few more matches. So I think that they're building up for Drew McIntyre to win this match. And hopefully he does win because I do like Drew McIntyre. Now, will Damian Priest cash in on him? That's another question. But I think they're having a Drew McIntyre title reign until CM Punk comes back, and they have that feud already building for when he comes back. Punk comes back from injury. And, of course, it looks like they'll be serving Drew McIntyre up for him. Hopefully not. I mean, CM Punk, he was good back in the day. He has spent more time since he's come back the last 3 years in AEW and WWE injured than he has active, and that's not a good sign. He's a good talent. He was great back in the day, but I know he's very popular, and he still can do it in the ring to a certain extent. But for anyone that's watches matches in AEW, he's just not what he used to be, and that's to be expected. You're 10 years older than you were when you were in your prime, but he's still a draw, so he makes money, so why not? But I think Drew McIntyre beats Seth Rollins. Whether or not Damian Priest cashes in, I don't know. And then the final match of night 2, tomorrow night, Sunday night, is going to be for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship, where you have the title holder, Roman Reigns, who's had the belt for over 3 years now. Once again, has only wrestled about 20 times in that time frame, but hey, that's neither here nor there. And he defends his belt against the man who has to finish the story, Cody Rhodes. And depending on what happens in the night tag team tonight with The Rock and Roman against Cody and Seth, the stipulation will be laid out. I think since the babyfaces, will win tonight, that will leave the bloodline free from interfering tomorrow. That will open up the door for Cody Rhodes to beat Roman Reigns and end this long Roman Reigns title reign. We might not see Roman Reigns for a while, too. He might take more time off. So we'll see what happens in that match. But I think, this was the main event in last year's WrestleMania. And for it to have the same exact finish as last year with Roman retaining, Bloodline interfering, I don't think they're going to do that story again. I think they're going to finish the Cody Rhodes story and put the belt on him. Can Damian Priest cash his briefcase on him? That's possible, too. That's why... we got to see what happens. So, those are my predictions. WrestleMania 40. The matches, it's a good card. It's a lot of interesting matches. For you guys didn't watch SmackDown yesterday, Bronson Reed won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which they used to have on the main show, even on the pre-show, but not anymore. It's delegated to SmackDown now, so whatever. It's for all those people that aren't in WrestleMania to have a match, which I understand and I'm here for because everyone has an opportunity to be on the WrestleMania stage. So, and I like to end each video with, oh my God, I'm having so much trouble talking perfect English. All right. Remember, guys, all that glitter isn't gold. This is your boy, Don the Bomb, WrestleMania 40. Hopefully it's a great show. All right. Enjoy, everybody.